All right. I think we're live. Welcome back, everyone, to Consultants on a Call, getting coffee for the most part. I got my protein shake here, and I don't know if the guys are actually drinking coffee or not today, but Mike
Nice coffee.
Swenson's
Same as
Mike,
always.
Mike Swenson's joining us. Jeff Rega's joining us. Kayla is a little bit under the weather, so I don't know if she's going to be joining us today. But last week, we spent some time going through Google Sites for real estate teams. You know, a lot of teams are going in the direction of not just having an operations manual, but having something like a Google site that's a little bit more friendly for navigation for team members. And Mike took us through a great deal of some of the things that he's built. He did that last week. He's going to take a little bit of a slower crawl through some of the things, just so that you guys can get some bullet points of things that you should be building in teams. We're also really happy that we have Jeff Rega here with us today. He's going to take over for a little bit as well. And he's going to talk about what maybe an entire brokerage could do with their Google site, you know, or a market center. Jeff helps run several Keller Williams market centers, so he has some valuable insight there. So I'm going to hand it off to Mike here, and yeah, Mike, go ahead and pick up where you want.
Great. Yeah. So I want to walk through, I know we tried to cover as much as we possibly could at a high level last time. And so I just want to be able to go a little bit deeper on showing more examples, showing more ideas of what you can do with a Google site. So I'll share my screen. And I did get rid of a bunch of tabs, so this is about as good as it gets on my computer for tabs. But just to show, like, I've created a few Google sites here, and then I'll even show Soprani Consulting, you know, kind of some of the sites that they have, just as an example, because there's so many things that you guys can do with this. I think the old way of how we kind of organized our team structure was we had a lot of Google documents, right? And a lot of times agents have a hard time finding them, remembering the names of them, right? And so we've got our administratively less savvy people, and so we're trying to give them as much of a leg up as possible, because what I found on our teams is when agents can't find something or they get stuck, they just don't do it. And so whether it's tags in a database, you know, on a document, whether it's knowing how to schedule a next call or what to do in your database, these are kind of the roadblocks that they hit. And so to kind of go back and talk about why a Google site is important is it hopefully gives as much information for them at their fingertips to be able to access whenever they want. And so what I would highly recommend, unless they can easily find your intranet, is just grab a vanity URL, you know, smithteamintranet.com or something like that agents can easily remember. Because then too, as you're recruiting new people to your team, a new person can easily remember something like that. So I would recommend just starting with a vanity URL, point it to your Google site, and that's how they can find it. So just to kind of recap here, just like all things in Google, you know, you click on the 9 dots here and it's going to pull up your options, and sites should be one of those options. And so if you haven't found that before, it should be listed on your menu, and you just click into that and it takes you into this, just like if you were doing a Google Doc. It'll take you into showing all the ones that you have. So these are a few different other sites that I've created, and we'll talk about that maybe at the end, how you can use Google Sites more than just as a team intranet. But there's so many different options of how you can do it. So let me just click through. I can't remember which tab I have for the example of here. So this is my team site.